country, buying at auction is still hugely popular, with thousands of people buying lots every month.
Oh, absolutely. And because we're being so busy, to help us keep up with the challenges, if somebody loves property nearly as much as we do, you, Dublin.
Thanks, Martin. My love of property goes alongside my love of football as well. But I'm looking forward to see how people get on here on Homes Under the Hammer.
Now, we know that buying property is not always a straightforward job, but a good starting point is to do your research and buy at the right price.
And a property auction is a great place to look.
Yeah, let's see what today's bidders decided to buy.
In Wales, we find a laid-back approach to renovation work.
Probably the canopy I've got weekend with my wife and then my 2 children.
Whereas it's slightly more swift in Staffordshire.
In 6 months' time, I'll be very disappointed if it isn't finished and rented out by then.
But that's nothing compared to the scramble to sell in Streatham.
He wants to put an open day 3 days from now.
All these properties have been sold at auction. We'll find out who bought them and what they paid for them when they went under the hammer.
You're so well done. This is Aberarma, a village in Glamorgan situated 20 miles north of Cardiff. And this now quiet residential village was once a hive of industry.
My days were filled with blue skies and the evenings drifted slowly in so kind. I'm dreaming about the days I left behind.
Well, like many parts of South Wales, this area's history is closely linked with the coal mining industry. Well, the pits have long closed, but a legacy of coal miners' cottages has been left, and that's exactly what I'm here to see. £35,000 plus was the guide price for this, a 2-bedroom mid-terrace cottage. Newish front door, double glazing and a roof in good order. From the outside it's all looking really rather promising. So pretty standard layout, entrance hall here, stairs into your bedroom and then into your lounge. It's got a really nice feel to it, lots of light pouring in through the windows, it's got a dual aspect. Still got doors on that to separate out each room. You may want to increase the size of that gap, perhaps make it even more open than that. But it certainly does give the cottage a nice open feel. Definitely to get the fireplace checked out. But then typical design through here, the back of the property where you've got your kitchen. Well, you know, it's pretty serviceable. You can live with this, I think. If you were going to live in it, maybe you'd want to spend a bit of money doing it up. I think certainly a bit of time and effort, whatever you are going to do with the property, rent it or sell it on or whatever would be well spent. But at least you've got the space to play with. Not bad at all. Along with a perfectly serviceable kitchen, expensive things such as central heating and double glazing are already installed. And with what was a £35,000 plus guide price, I think you could afford to have a bit of fun bringing this up to date and making it quite impressive. How about a wood-burning stove? Maybe some modern doors, contemporary lighting, solid wood floors, who knows? Let that imagination run wild. So upstairs, and good news and bad news. Bad news first. The floor. Just on the landing here, it is very, very, well, what's the word? Wonky, that'll do. Yeah, it's angled that way. It's probably historic subsidence. A lot of that went on in these kind of properties. That's the bad news. The great news is, look, upstairs here, you wouldn't have expected this. You've got a bathroom and a separate loo. An odd bit of space. I wonder if at some stage this was actually a bedroom, and somebody's actually converted into this, I don't know. Whatever, it's great that the bathroom and loo are up here. You would have expected it downstairs, so a real bonus. I don't think the upstairs layout makes good use of the space, but you could knock through the wall from the toilet to create a rather spacious bathroom. You could possibly even incorporate this bit of the corridor if you really wanted to push the boat out. The two bedrooms, however, are great, with the master bedroom being really sizable and the two large windows make it airy and bright. So, after a general refurbishment, the property should be ready for rental or resale. But there is one issue that might not be to everyone's liking. Well, the house is located right on the edge of this reasonably busy road. There's nothing unusual about that necessarily, but something you don't see a lot of is a house which is situated literally on a bend in the road. Why is that an issue as far as I'm concerned? Well, you get cars coming down like this. During the day it's okay, but at night, with headlights on, the headlights will be shining straight into your lounge. So it's a classic case of making sure you visit a property at different times of the day to make sure you've assessed all the pros and cons. This is a con. Sorry to throw in that curveball, but this could put some potential buyers off, as could the rather steep incline the house is on too. The plus is that one would hope cars would slow down to go around the corner, so you won't have them racing past. But parking near the property is also going to be an issue. At least there's potentially some good outside space at the rear of the property, once it's all been hacked back. And it's surprisingly flat and level, with quite impressive hillside views. So the cottage isn't without its merits, but what can a local estate agent tell us?
It's a slightly quirky property, I think one would say. It's a property that does need some considerable modernising to bring it up to sort of current standards. There are certainly some sort of unusual angles in this house, so you do feel that your equilibrium is a little bit off at certain angles. It's probably historic, but any purchaser here should sort of investigate that thoroughly by getting somebody in from a surveying background to look at it with some serious detail.
Yes, structural movement is best looked at by the professionals, but are there any changes to the layout that could improve it?
There is potential with these properties to split the front bedroom because it's a large bedroom. The only issue with that is that you do end up with 3 smaller bedrooms, and sometimes it's not that beneficial in doing that.
Yes, sometimes less is more, but can you build any value into a property that was guided at £35,000 plus?
If the property was fully modernised throughout and brought up to a good modern standard, a potential sales value of up to £60,000.
Well, that's encouraging. And how would it fare on the rental market?
If the property was brought up to a modern standard, I would imagine a rental value in the region of £400 per calendar month.
Well, it's a nice enough little property. The location on this S-bend might be a bit of an issue for some, but apart from that, for that guide price, I don't think you can go far wrong. Let's see who agreed when it went under the hammer.
Brings us nicely then on to number 31, which is a house we've suggested may be suitable for owner occupation or investment. 230 to start. 30, make it 25 then if you like. Thank you, 25 much. 25. And 6 can I see? 26, thank you, 26, 27, 27, 28, 29, 29 no. 28, 29 now somebody. 29, thank you. And 30, 30, 31, 31, 32, 33.
So this lot was proving popular, and we rejoined the bidding at £42,000.
42, 42 and a half. 42 and a half, 43. 43 and a half, 44, 44 and a half, 45 and a half, 45 and a half, no, £45,000 with you then for the first time, second time, third and last time. Yours so well done.
And so the hammer fell at £45,000. And the successful bidder for the two-bed terraced house in Aberarman is Jolyon. Jolyon and his family live in Gloucester, and he joined me back at the cottage with his eldest daughter, 11-year-old Yasmin.
Jolyon, good to meet you.
And you?
Congratulations. Tell me why you wanted to buy this place.
Basically, there's been a part-time project. Quite often in the winter I go a little bit quiet work-wise. I just thought it'd be a perfect little place to come and hide.
You're definitely. What's your work?
I'm a decorator.
Okay, well that's convenient then.
Yeah.
Have you done anything like this before?
Yeah, numerous projects, done a few extensions on previous houses, and most recently bought a plot of land at auction
Oh wow.
and did a self-build.
Oh, how was that?
It was absolutely brilliant, best thing I've ever done.
Did it turn out how you hoped?
Yeah, exactly. When you
Yeah.
build it yourself, you can just put it in the right angle to the sun. You can, the kids get to choose the size of their bedroom, so it was great.
This is to be Jolyon's first property renovation, and he hopes to rent it out on completion. But after doing a new build, this place should be a relative doddle.
So what are the main issues there and how are you going to deal with them?
Upstairs, the shower that's up there is going to be coming out and put a bath in.
Okay.
I was thinking possibly about putting the third bedroom upstairs.
Where?
In the main bedroom. When I got my tape measure out today, and I think it could be a bit of a squeeze to put a third bedroom in. So possibly that's going to stay as it is, and obviously major decoration all round, new doors.
So what about the slopey floors upstairs?
To be honest, I think it's been like that since year dot. And I jumped up and down up there. I just think it's just a quirky cottage.
Nothing to worry about.
No.
So what's the budget?
I'm sort of thinking 5,000, give or take.
Right, so what work will you be doing?
Basically all of it.
Like in between doing your
Yeah, I mean, this is really going to be a part-time project when I'm a bit quiet work-wise. I'll probably be coming up here the odd weekend with my wife and then my two children, and they'll muck in.
Right.
I usually make the mess and they help clean up.
Okay.
Yasmin absolutely loves getting involved and telling me, I think you should do that, Dad, maybe how about do this, and that's great, isn't it?
Oh, she's bossing you around.
Of course she does.
Well, I think it's high time we speak to the boss, 11-year-old Yasmin, and find out exactly what is planned for the house.
So tell me about this house, what do you think about it?
It's got a lot of things to do, and there needs a lot of painting and more work.
What are you going to do you think?
Designing and decorating the property.
Your dad says that he makes a mess and you tell him what to do and you tidy up after him, is that right?
Yeah,
So is it something you think you might like to do when you're a bit older?
yeah.
What do you think you might be there?
I want to be like my dad and doing a lot of things like that.
With help from Yasmin and the rest of the family, Jolyon is hoping to complete the work in 5 to 6 months.
So after this then, more projects?
Yeah, definitely. Just see how this goes and just see what happens.
Great, well congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
We'll see how you get on.
Cheers. Thanks.
Well, I think Jolyon has chosen well with this property and certainly has the skills to get it sorted after building his own home. And with Yasmin keeping him on track, it should be a successful renovation. You can find out how it all goes later in the show.
First, we travelled 20 miles north of Cardiff to the small Welsh village of Aberarman. And it was here that we first came across this two-bed terrace cottage that for the most part was okay, but it did have a few faults that might drive you round the bend. And it wasn't just the position or the state of the interior that was letting the property down.
Wonderful. Just on the landing here, it is very, very, well, what's the word? Wonky, that will do.
But none of this put off painter and decorator Jolyon from buying the house for £45,000 at auction. And together with some family help, he thought he had a good idea of what work was needed.
I was thinking possibly about putting the third bedroom upstairs.
Where?
In the main bedroom. When I got my tape measure out today, and I think it could be a bit of a squeeze to put a third bedroom in. So possibly that's going to stay as it is, and obviously major decoration all round, new doors.
So what about the slopey floors upstairs?
To be honest, I think it's been like that since year dot. I jumped up and down up there. I just think it's just a quirky cottage.
So there are a few tasks to tackle, but having previously done a self-build, surely this cottage renovation will be pretty straightforward. Jolyon's given himself a £5,000 budget to do the refurbishment work, and he was planning to fit it in around his decorating job. Now, 5 months later, we're back with Jolyon and his eldest daughter Yasmin to see how they got on.
The improvements I've made downstairs have been to open plan the 2 rooms, put an RSJ up.
It's not just been opened up, it's been replastered throughout and has new woodwork and doors.
The improvement I made to the kitchen was just to basically extend what I already had.
Yes, that's all that was really needed here.
Upstairs, put in a new wall because it was a 2-bedroom, make it into a 3-bedroom.
And so did he go for that 3rd bedroom after all?
We decided to keep the bathroom and toilet separately, purely because it just seemed to work fine.
Yes, I think that's the right decision. And there was a change of plan for those wonky floorboards.
Lifted all the floorboards up and re-levelled the whole upstairs. It was quite at an angle really, so we got it really nice and level. It's as level as a billiard table.
So a couple of unexpected turnarounds here, but he's put the whole house back on a level footing. Though I think that changing this into a 3-bed house is perhaps the most significant alteration.
We thought we'd go for a 3rd bedroom purely because the bedroom was just too big to be just 1 bedroom, and it was calling out for a 3rd bedroom for the sake of putting a false wall up. It was quite easy.
Even though the 3rd bedroom is really just a single, I think it probably was the right move from an investment point of view. With the rear garden given a good tidy up, it makes this now more appealing as a family home. Talking of family, how involved in this project was Jolyon's daughter Yasmin?
It wasn't just Yasmin, it was a whole family. We were all up here, made a nice weekend of it. We came up here and we even bought the dog Jasper, our new puppy. He came up and he had a bit of fun outside, and yeah, it was great, yeah, just all mucked in.
But what refurbishment jobs did 11-year-old Yasmin enjoy doing most?
I like painting the doors and grouting the tiles and learning new things about all designing and renovating properties. I want to do something like this again, especially when I'm older.
A budding property developer in the making, to be sure. But has all this family support helped keep the costs down?
We spent just under 6,000, so I was really chuffed at that. When I said 5,000 give or take, and it was slightly, but that was fine.
A £6,000 spend on top of Jolyon's £45,000 purchase price takes its total spend to £51,000. To me, that sounds like good value for money. But what did 2 local estate agents think? First, the agent who saw it previously.
The current owners have appeared to have a successful renovation here since our first trip. It's now a very neutral property, aligning it very well with both the sales and the rental market.
I think the property has been modernised to a good standard. The owner has used neutral colours, making it very bright and airy.
It was definitely beneficial creating the third bedroom here for the sake of putting up a stud wall here and creating that extra room. It will increase the value for both the sales and the rental market.
So far, Jolyon has invested £51,000 into this now 3-bed property. He had planned to rent out the house, but now he's thinking of selling on. Maybe the numbers will help him make up his mind.
Now that it's a 3-bed dwelling, this property could achieve in the region of £70,000.
I think the property could achieve £75,000, so I would recommend an asking price of £80,000.
Yeah, I was expecting around about them figures, so they're sort of like spot on to what I was hoping for, so no, great news.
Well, that's a potential pre-tax profit of between £19,000 and £24,000, less the usual expenses of course, so that's not bad. What about its rental potential?
If they were to place this to the rental market, I would estimate a rental value of £450 per calendar month.
For rental purposes, the property is likely to achieve £425 per calendar month.
That's great. So, yeah, we've got something else to fall back on.
And even the lower £425 per calendar month rental return would see a healthy annual rental yield of 10%. So has that helped Jolyon decide what to do with this house?
Yeah, I go on the other market, see what happens. If it doesn't sell, then rent it out.
Whichever road Jolyon finally ends up taking the property, it looks like it should be a financial success. So what's next?
Hopefully back to the auction, hopefully go and find another one and do it all over again. It's been really enjoyable.